Living with type 2 diabetes doesn't mean your meals have to be boring or restrictive. In fact, there are everyday foods that can transform your health, naturally lower your blood sugar, and even help you lose weight. Stick around, because number 9 on this list? It might just change your life. So today, Aisha and Zahir will talk about how these foods help to control type 2 diabetes.
So in this deep dive, we want to help cut through some of that confusion. We're zeroing in on 10 specific foods you might want to eat daily. This comes from looking at a transcript from a Healthy Habits YouTube video, which seemed really practical.
Yeah, it focuses less on the don'ts and more on the dose foods to actually include regularly.
So our mission today, we want to pull out the actionable, science-backed info, according to the source anyway, to give you clear, helpful ideas for your daily meals.
Make it less confusing, more empowering. That's the goal.
Okay, so before we jump into the specific foods, what's the sort of main principle from the video we should keep in mind?
The big takeaway is that a healthy diet for type 2 diabetes isn't about total deprivation. It's more about balance.
Balance, okay.
Yeah. Like getting enough good carbs, healthy fats, and lean proteins. And crucially, the video also stresses watching how much you eat portion sizes. That's key for blood sugar.
Right. Quantity matters just as much as quality sometimes. Okay, let's dive into the first food then. Something that gets a bit of a bad rap sometimes. Fats. The video mentions olive oil.
Yes. And this is important because, there's this idea that all fats are bad if you have diabetes.
Which isn't true.
Not according to this source. It highlights that unsaturated fats are actually essential. The ones to limit are the trans fats and a lot of saturated fats, mainly because they can lead to weight gain and up the risk for heart disease.
Okay, so olive oil fits into the good fat category.
Exactly. Extra virgin olive oil specifically, it's packed with monounsaturated fats.
And those are good because?
Well, the video suggests research indicates they can help lower the bad LDL cholesterol. That's a big deal for heart health, especially with diabetes.
Makes sense. Anything else about olive oil?
Yeah, antioxidants. The video points these out too. They help fight oxidative stress in the body.
Oxidative stress.
Yeah.
Like cell damage.
Sort of, yeah. Think of it as an imbalance. These antioxidants might even have an anti-aging effect, the source suggests, and potentially help prevent things like cardiovascular disease or even cancer.
Wow. Okay, so a lot going on in olive oil. What's next? Nuts and seeds.
Right. Another source of healthy fats, but also fiber and protein.
And how do they help with diabetes management?
The video suggests that eating them regularly might actually lower the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. For those who have it, the combination of fiber, protein, and healthy fats helps with blood sugar control.
Slows things down a bit.
Kind of, yeah. The fiber helps slow sugar absorption, and the video also mentions they could protect against serious complications.
But there's a catch.
A small one, moderation. They are calorie dense, so portion control is key. The video definitely flags that.
Got it. Moderation is the word. Okay, next. Eggs. A breakfast staple for many. How do they fit in?
Eggs are highlighted mainly for their protein. Protein helps regulate blood sugar and can prevent those sharp spikes after eating.
So, good for keeping things stable.
Exactly. Plus, the video mentions they're full of vitamins and minerals, specifically calls out lutein and zeaxanthin.
Ah, those are antioxidants linked to eye health, right?
That's the one. Important because eye complications can be a concern with diabetes. And, eggs are relatively low in calories, too. The video says around 80 per egg.
Good to know. Okay, moving on to something maybe a bit more specific. Peanut butter.
Yeah, the video brings this up as a potential swap for things like white bread or sugary snacks for some individuals.
How does that work?
The idea is that the energy from peanut butter, thanks to the protein and fat, might be released more slowly. More sustained energy, less of a quick spike and crash you get from refined carbs.
Okay, like longer lasting fuel.
Pretty much. But again, a couple of warnings from the source.
Let me guess. Portions.
Portions, definitely. And also, watch the salt content, especially in processed versions. Too much salt isn't great for blood pressure. So think natural, unsweetened, and be mindful of the amount.
Makes sense. Choose wisely. All right, what about greens? We always hear eat your greens. Specific benefits here.
Absolutely. The video really encourages boosting intake of things like spinach, cabbage, kale.
Why specifically for diabetes?
The main point highlighted is reducing the risk of diabetes-related complications. The video even mentions research linking regular green veggie consumption to a lower chance of getting type 2 diabetes or its complications later on.
So, preventative and protective.
That seems to be the message, yes. Plus, they're generally low-cal, low-carb, and packed with nutrients. A win-win.
Hard to argue with that. Okay, cinnamon. I mostly think of it for flavor, but the video suggests more.
It does. Beyond taste, the video points to some research suggesting cinnamon might improve insulin sensitivity.
Meaning the body uses insulin better.
Exactly, helping cells take up glucose from the blood more effectively, and potentially lowering overall blood sugar levels, too.
Interesting. Any particular type?
Yes, the video makes a point of recommending Ceylon cinnamon over cassia. Apparently, Ceylon might offer more benefits with fewer potential side effects. Something to look out for.
Good tip. Okay, now for something many people will be happy to hear about. Dark chocolate.
Right. Definitely welcome news for some. The benefit, according to the video, comes down to antioxidants again.
Like in olive oil.
Similar idea, yeah. These antioxidants fight those damaging free radicals and help combat inflammation.
And that helps out.
Lowering inflammation and free radical damage could reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, heart attack, all important considerations with diabetes.
And it has to be dark chocolate.
Yeah, the video emphasizes dark chocolate because it has more cocoa than milk chocolate. It even mentions studies showing improved blood sugar control in type 2 diabetics after eating it.
Still needs moderation, though, I assume.
Oh, absolutely. It's still a treat, still has calories and fat, but a small amount could be beneficial.
Okay. Next on the list, beans and lentils. Known for fiber, right?
Definitely. They're nutritional powerhouses. The video highlights two key things. Their low glycemic index.
Meaning slow sugar release.
Precisely. No sudden blood sugar surge. And second, as you said, fiber. Lots of it, both soluble and insoluble.
How does the fiber help exactly?
Well, the soluble kind slows digestion and sugar absorption. The insoluble kind adds bulk, helps you feel full. Both contribute to better blood sugar management.
And they have protein, too.
Yep, high in protein as well, which the video notes is great for insulin resistance and just generally for a diabetic diet. Really versatile.
Sounds like it. Okay, grains. Brown rice gets the nod over white rice. Why is that?
It's all about the processing. Brown rice is a whole grain. It still has the bran and germ.
The outer layers.
Right, and those layers contain most of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals. White rice has had those stripped away during refining.
So you lose a lot of the good stuff with white rice.
Pretty much. That makes brown rice the healthier choice, according to the source, but it's still a carbohydrate.
So moderation still applies.
Definitely. The video reminds us not to overdo carbs, even healthier ones, to manage weight. It's about fitting it into the overall balance.
Good point. Okay, last one. Avocado. Super popular these days. Why is it good in this context?
Avocado gets highlighted for those monounsaturated fats, again, the same kind of good fats found in olive oil.
And those help with blood sugar and insulin.
That's what the video suggests, yes. Beneficial for managing blood sugar and insulin resistance. Plus, avocados also bring fiber and antioxidants to the table. Good for overall health.
I think I heard something about weight loss, too.
Yeah, the video mentions a study where people who ate half an avocado with lunch or dinner for 12 weeks apparently lost more weight than those who didn't.
Maybe because it's filling.
Could be. The healthy fats and fiber likely contribute to feeling more satisfied.
Okay, wow. So that's the 10. Olive oil, nuts and seeds, eggs, peanut butter, greens, cinnamon, dark chocolate, beans and lentils, brown rice, and avocado.
Quite a list.
It really sounds like the overall theme from the source is consistency, right? Making these a regular part of your diet.
That's exactly it. The video really pushes the idea of incorporating these foods daily for their combined benefits in managing blood sugar and just boosting overall health if you have type 2 diabetes.
So for everyone listening, we really hope this deep dive has given you some practical takeaways, some real food for thought, maybe quite literally.
Yeah, hopefully some useful ideas you can actually use.
Of course, we always have to add the reminder.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. Your needs might vary. It's so important to talk to your doctor or a dietitian for advice that's specifically tailored for you.
Absolutely crucial. Think of this information from the video as a great starting point, a foundation perhaps, but personalized guidance is always the best path forward for your health plan.
So as we wrap up, maybe something to think about. Looking at these 10 foods, is there one small realistic change you could maybe try incorporating this week? Something to nudge things in a positive direction for your blood sugar management.
Or even thinking beyond just these foods, what other daily habits around eating might be worth exploring for your best health while managing diabetes?
Yeah. It's all about those small, consistent steps, isn't it? Food for thought, indeed.